slave. Get down on your knees. Hit me. Welcome to America. Welcome to the big show.
Prince is back 5 years. After his passing, he has a new album called Welcome to America, which was recorded in 2010 and finally released by Prince's estate on Friday. Many of the songs managed to be just as relevant today as when they were recorded. This album is just one of many masterpieces that Prince had mysteriously locked away in his music vault before his death in 2016. Joining me now to discuss is Toure, host of the Who Was Prince podcast and author of Nothing Compares to You, which comes out in August. Toure, great to see you again, my friend.
Nice to see you, brother. How you doing?
Good. So, did you know about this album? Did you know that it was there in the vault? How surprised are you by this?
Not this specific album, but we know that Prince went to the studio every day and made a song. And what he would do is he would sit in the studio until that song was done and then put it away. And so there's hundreds and hundreds of songs that were unreleased. We knew, I mean, like there's been a trickle of new music since he died, you know, not just this album. He would make songs and he would say, does this fit with what I've done on the rest of this album, be it Purple Rain or Sign of Times or what have you? And if it didn't perfectly fit, then he would put it in the vault. And he's always forward looking. So he wouldn't necessarily think, oh, here's the album, you know, after Purple Rain. Maybe I can use that song we made 6 months ago. He's like, no, just make something new. Go forward, go forward. So we knew that there were all these songs. We knew that, you know, after he died, they drilled open the vault and, you know, pulled out all these songs. And so we knew there was extra stuff in there. You know, the question was always, what was the quality of the stuff that was in there?
Right, the quality of the stuff that's in there. And I was struck by a phrase you say that Prince was always about go forward, go forward. And the little piece of the song that we played, I mean, I think a lot of people would be surprised that he recorded that in 2010. In the New York Times, I'm going to pull this pull quote here, and it says, as the 2020s have brought bitter divisiveness, blatant racism, battles over history, and a digital hellscape of hyped consumption and algorithmically boosted lies, Prince doesn't sound pessimistic, just matter of fact. In terms of Prince is always looking go forward. I'm wondering, and you've written many, I think 3 now, books on Prince. Was he really a visionary?
Was he really a visionary? I mean, you know, in the song that we're talking about, Welcome to America, he's talking about our overconsumption with computers and devices and some of the pessimism around the modern world. I mean, I think many of these things are themes that he returned to throughout his career, before Purple Rain, after Purple Rain, definitely on Sign of the Times, perhaps on Pop Life, some of the other songs. So, I mean, like, it seems like these are things that he was sort of talking about and like sort of looking down on society for all along. You know, I mean, the song after Welcome to America, he's talking about like being a slave or being a son of a slave master. But what he's really talking about is owning your own masters and controlling your own music, which is something that he was a huge proponent of and was a big thing. That's why he wrote Slave on the side of his cheek, because he's like, you know, does the record label own me? Do I have the right to go somewhere else and put out my music wherever I want? That was a huge theme for him. And so he's still on many of the similar themes that he'd been talking out throughout his career.
I don't know how long this SOT is, but I want to play this from You Could Burn Up My Clothes, and we're going to talk about it on the other side. Oh, we don't have it. But, okay, so, Toure, you know what I'm talking about because you're laughing. You say Prince's hair was definitely a thing. Michaela Angela Davis says it's the story of Black life. You say over the course of his career, he did everything with his hair. He blew it out, he puffed it up, he laid it down, he afroed it. In the minute we have left, talk about, why are y'all talking about Prince's hair like that?
Because his aesthetics are such an incredibly important part of the whole Prince story. And a lot of people talk about the clothes. The clothes are beautiful. The clothes were made by a team that he had in-house. He didn't wear off the rack. But then the story of his hair, is so important and valuable. A lot of, again, we focus on the heels and the relationship to his female fans. But as Michaela Angela Davis, our friend, talks about, like, the sisters understood, like, what he did with his hair. He was one of the girls, and that he was constantly thinking about, what can I do differently? Can I afro it? Can I lay it down? Can I push it sideways? Can I fade? I mean, like, every era, the hair grows and changes, and there's almost no major male artist I can think of who was putting so much thought and attention into his hair. And it's just one of those things that you love to see. Like, where is he at sartorially? Where is he at aesthetically? Where is he at with his hair? And the looks were always meant to give you a sense of what he was feeling about the music. So it wasn't just a sort of discordant thing. It was like, this is part of how I'm feeling about where I am sonically.
And, you know, Michaela also, she says that of all the hairstyles, she loved it when he went back to the afro because, to me, it's the halo, she said. Toure, great to see you. Thanks for coming to the Sunday Show.